everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to use D-Star on the new version 1.50 of SmartSDR for your Flex 6000 radio. It is an add-on module that is released as part of the 1.5 release and needs to be installed separately. Once you install it, you will get a new application icon on the desktop, and you will need to add the waveform into your software. So let's get started by launching SmartSDR and connecting to your radio. Now when the radio comes up, I already have D-Star installed, but you would go into the waveform manager right here and you would click install and you would have your thumb DV there. You also need to make sure you have the physical hardware installed in the back of the radio. It is from Northwest Radio. I have that open in my browser right here. Northwest Digital Radio has them in stock. As of this recording, they have 9 in stock. You go here, purchase it. They send you this thumb drive looking device. You install it into the back of your Flex radio and into one of the free USB ports. And that's all you need to do. Once it's installed, you'll be able to pick D-Star as the mode here and then use it to either do D-Star on HF or on 2 meters if you have a 6700 or a transverter for your 65 or 6300. The way we're going to demonstrate it today is I'm going to use it on a local D-Star repeater. Over here in Arizona, I'm really lucky that we have quite a bit of D-Star coverage, and I live only about 12 miles away from White Tanks, and I'm going to use that. So as you can see here, I have this repeater plugged in on the radio here, and it is set up as I have it saved under a memory. Let me get the memories open right here. Right here under W7MOT. I also have many other D-Star HF-based frequencies used on the D-Star nets as well. So when you pick it as a mode, you will then have to open up the companion app to set up all of the additional settings that D-Star requires in order to function on repeaters. If you're unfamiliar with the way that works, I recommend going to the dstarinfo.com webpage and browsing around and getting a feel for all the basic settings that you need to set in order for you to communicate and control the repeater properly. They have a good description here, and it'll help you get help you understand the nomenclature and all the other little bits and pieces. If you're already an ICOM D-Star user, this will seem second nature. If not, you'll have to kind of play around with it or ask on the forums. I'm always on the Flex forums for help. So what we're going to do is we're going to launch the app, and it will connect to the radio. And you'll see here that it has an interface for all of the requirements to make your communication. So obviously in the My section, you're going to put your call sign. In this little section here, this is like a note characteristic. The ICOM users use it to designate their radio type, or sometimes they'll put their name Bob. It's 4 characters, so you don't have a lot of space. I put F6K for Flex 6000. And in the message here, this is the status thing that shows up at the bottom of people's radios when you transmit. It's 20 characters max. You can put anything you want. Most people will put maybe like Chris from Arizona or something like that. But in this demo, I'm just going to put Flex 6700. Up here at the top, you have 2 different modes you want to operate in. If you're going to be doing simplex, either on 2 meters or between you and your HT or you and someone else on HF, you're going to want to leave it in DV mode. You're going to click DV and put all this in, and when you do put it in, you click commit. It's very important to hit commit because this commits the changes to the waveform so that it's ready to transmit. If you're going to use it on a repeater, you have to switch it to DR mode, and DR mode exposes 2 additional variables that are required to control the the repeater on the hill. So in this case, again, I want you to refer to the D-Star websites for details, but the repeater I'm going to be using is up on White Tanks, and its call sign is W7MOT. In order to kerchunk the C module, which is the 2 meter module, you have to put that into the repeater 1. Notice the spaces. It's very particular that it's 8 characters. It has to be the call sign, and then the very last character is Charlie for this repeater. You don't want to put space Charlie. You actually have to put space Charlie to eat up the white spaces and have the letter be the very last character. It's just the way the D-Star works. The software will automatically detect that you probably want to use the gateway in order to go out on the internet, so it will fill the repeater 2 variable based on your input, which is very nice. If you need help selecting repeaters, there are a repeater list here that can help you find a repeater if you don't already know it. You can also have it reload the D-Star database right here from a various location depending upon where you are. Very nice, very nice. So I'm going to go ahead and put in W7MOT Charlie and G for the gateway and hit commit, and it writes it to the waveform. Now, there's a lot of commands you can do. I'm not going to just kerchunk the repeater. I'm actually going to send an I request, and this will send a request to the repeater for it to identify. I hit commit, and then I go over to the radio here. I have a down east microwave 2-meter amplifier, and on the amplifier I have it associated with a 2-meter profile. It's very important that you don't have the processor turned on when you do this transmission, and you also do not want the transmit filter on. I actually should make a 2-meter D-star. I think I do have a 2-meter D-star. Maybe I don't. Thought I did. No, oh yeah, I do. D-star down here. So I pick D-star. And it properly sets everything for, that's what is awesome about profiles. So notice that I zero out my transmit profile, my transmit EQ, just in case I transmit with it on. You can, if you're using the local microphone, you can still use your downward expander, and you'll notice the transmit filter is hard set to 4800. Do not mess with this. We spent a lot of time finding which bandwidth works best, and 4800 seems to be the right setting. So I'm going to turn off the EQ here since we don't need it, so we can see the rest of that. Okay, so at this point, since it's set to D-star, the mute's on, everything's good, I'm going to go ahead and kerchunk the repeater, and it should come back with identification.
W7MOT D-Star on white tanks.
Okay, great. So as you can see, the repeater heard me and replied back with its identifier and gave me a voice identifier, so that's great. I can see if it's linked right now by sending, actually, it would be rude for me to send the unlink command, because if it was linked, it would unlink it. If you want to see if it's linked, I recommend going to, let's see, I'm trying to remember where it is for this repeater. W7MOT, right there. Most repeaters run their own status website, and you can go here and take a look at it. And you can see there's my kerchunk. I showed up on the last heard page right here, and I'm using module Charlie, and it's unlinked. In Arizona, module Bravo, which is the 440 module, is typically linked to Reflector 9 Charlie so that we have a statewide link, but the 2-meter module is not used very often. So I'm going to use that. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to issue a link request for this repeater to link to Reflector 1 Charlie, one of the more popular reflectors. Now, Reflector is very much like an IRC channel. A lot of repeaters are linked to it. Reflector 1 Charlie, D-star. D-star reflectors. You can go to this list here, and you can see all the different reflectors. There's just tons of them. The mega repeater right here, it's actually in London, oddly enough, but it's very popular. And if I open it up, you'll see that on Charlie, these are all the physical repeaters that are bound to this reflector. Then you can see all of these people that are connected using internet-based devices like hotspots or DV dongles, and then the last heard. So we're going to use this and connect over there so you can see how it's done. I'm going to issue the link command. Now the way the link command works is you put the reflector number and then the module, and then the last character is always the command. So in this example, ref001 Charlie link. Hit commit. Now I kerchunk the radio. It sends this command up to the repeater. The repeater performs the connection from module Charlie over to the reflector. It gives me a status report, and we're good to go. So let me send that command now.
W7MOT D-Star on white tanks.
Let's try that again.
Through the DuckStar software. Got a Mega DV coming, so I should be hopefully running that portable.
Mute that for a second. It looks like it did link, it just, the repeater didn't read back for some reason. If I go back to the reflector here and the status page for this repeater and refresh it, you will see that is now linked to Reflector 1 Charlie. And someone was talking. I didn't double on them because if you don't have your command set to CQ, 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 you're actually not transmitting out on the reflector, so I wasn't actually doubling on anybody. Now if I want to participate in the conversation, I'm just going to set this to CQ, CQ and hit commit. And now I'm ready to talk. And so I'll unmute it right here.
Still an M6 call, as you can see. Thoroughly enjoying D-Star. I really think it's the way forward. Great marketing strategy for ICOM. I wonder if they ever realised how it would take off so. But listening to the other stations just a few minutes ago, you can get all over the world on half a watt. It's absolutely amazing. I've got a lot of people at the club who run HF a lot. They don't tend to think that D-Star is real RF. It is a shame. They're a lot older than I am, and they think that it's HF or nothing. But I've had some marvellous QSOs with people all over the world on half a watt. I do also have a dual band DV Mega mounted to a Raspberry Pi, but at the moment I'm running an ID51 through a.
As you can see, there's quite a bit of activity there.
Running a tri-band. Good to make your acquaintance, Alan.
Chunking like that puts my call sign out on the reflector there, and anybody that sees that may allow me to break in, but they might have a conversation and they might ignore me. As you can see, we
G7 VQV. You still on frequency at all, Alan? Over?
As you can see, every time they kerchunk or send, you see their call sign identified properly and decoded from the stream, so you can see what repeater they're coming in over on the reflector and what their call sign is there. Very good information. All this can then be saved out to a log, and you can also just record this into your logging software if you're making contacts. If I wanted to unlink from the repeater from that reflector real quick while he's not transmitting, I just quickly send the U request.
Victor, Quebec, Victor, this is M6RFY. Are you on frequency, Alan? Over?
Remote system unlinked.
And I'm disconnected now from that repeater. From that reflector. Now, 30 Charlie is another popular one as well, so we can go look at 30 Charlie. 30 Charlie has a lot of activity, as does 1 Charlie. So I erase that and type in 30, go to the 30 Charlie. You can see there's just as many people. Oh my gosh, so many people there. And to link to 30 Charlie, I just change it from 001 to 30, so I'll select that just because it's already pre-typed. Erase the 01 and put 30, hit commit. That, go over to the radio and kerchunk it.
Not currently linked.
Then look at where we're linked now. Didn't link, so let me do it again.
Remote system linked.
Refresh. Now we're on 30 Charlie, listening to the 30 Charlie. Now if we go to the 30 Charlie dashboard and hit refresh, you can see that W7MOT is now appearing in the repeater list. W7MOT Charlie right there. So we are part of the hive. And you can sit here and idle and connect, stuff like that. It works great. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and unlink and thank the users for the use of the repeater. Let me go ahead and send that unlink command.
Note system unlinked.
There's also a command on most repeaters for echo test. If you do E and send echo, then I'm going to try it here. Now I have the mic gain turned down lower for this recording, so I'm not blowing your ears out. I would normally need to have my mic on my PC up to about 85, so this might be lower than normal, but we'll give it a try anyway. K6OZY testing echo status from W7MOT. It is up to the repeater owner whether or not they have that enabled. Let's try it again. K6OZY testing. K6OZY testing. As you can see, it did work there. So you can use the echo test to adjust your outbound audio and see what you sound to other people. It's very useful. So I'm going to go ahead and set this back to CQ and jump off the repeater in case there's anybody listening. K6OZY, thank you for the use. Okay, now for HF, it's much simpler. You just switch to DV mode, hit commit, it clears out all these flags, and there's a HF D-star net that occurs. Let me find that link real quick. Go over to D-star nets. Where did I have that? D-star nets. There's a lot of nets. I was told that one of the popular ones is the, oh gosh, where is it? The Papa D-Star Roundtable net is one of the most technical nets, and it's at PDT on Reflector 12 Alpha. But the HF D-Star net is right here, and they meet on 30 Charlie, and then they also use a website to coordinate their QSOs. So you can go in here and type in your call sign, and you can see who's there. And I'll go set that I'm online at 14325, and it puts me in here. So if there's other people that are listening, they can join or find you more easily. And so let's go there and just show you how it's done. So memory channels, I'm simply going to go to 14325. I have it memorized here. Just going to go over there. Now I have my Carolina Wyndham, so I need to switch to my antenna A. Off my amp there. Don't need that on 20 meters. And you're good to go. Just make sure that no one's transmitting, because you know D-Star is pretty wide. To change my profile to D-Star HF. And set my power up to 100 watts, turn my tuner on, quick tune it. Go. Didn't need it. Pretty much that's it. There's nothing else difficult as long as you're set to DV mode with that right there. That sets all your profile settings. You can just transmit. K6OZY D-Star on 20 meters. Oh, wait. Didn't have the transverter right. That didn't do any good. K6OZY on D-Star 20 meters, CQ 20 meters, K6OZY. That's all there is to it. You're transmitting D-Star on HF. Now there's a handful of other frequencies that are used on D-Star. For HF, my antenna doesn't allow me to go under 40 meters, so on the net they try many bands, and I only put in the bands that I actually contacted somebody on as a memory. But that's it. D-Star and SmartSDR 1.5 is a game changer, allowing other manufacturers besides ICOM to have access to this mode. My honest opinions about D-Star is that I think that even though the sound quality is perhaps a little lower than DMR and Fusion, the control abilities of the repeaters on the 2 meter and 440 side really add power to it, because now you can link where you want, listen to where you want, and have control of the repeater. And honestly, there's a lot more D-Star repeaters where I live than DMR, and I get to use my flex, and that's the big win for me. So I hope this helps you guys get started on D-Star on SmartSDR 1.5, and I'm looking forward to future waveforms to be produced and added to this most excellent radio. Thanks for listening, and talk to you soon. 73.